All right, I'm at the Mohegan Outdoor Center and I'm with Smiles, and Smiles came in from Wales. Why the AT from Wales?
For me, the reason that I came to the AT was to do with the fact that there's such a community that's organized around it. Because you can hike anywhere, but I'd never sort of read about anywhere with as much sort of hiker culture as the AT. And you go through hiker towns, and there's trail magic, and these are the sorts of things that I'd never heard of anywhere outside the AT. So that kind of really, I was very curious about that, and yeah, I'd read a lot of people have hiked it. I think I read Bill Bryson's book about 10 times.
Walk in the Woods.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie? Did you watch the movie?
I'd never watched the movie, but then there was also so many books have been written about the AT now. It was actually a different YouTuber that I followed wrote a story about his time in on the AT, and then that pointed me to Bill Bryson's, and I've just finished my PhD, so I spent about 4 years in a lab in a basement.
Oh boy!
And
it's nice to get out, isn't it?
Being out in the woods was like my escapist fantasy. So I'd be there and I'd be like, come on,
That's
once
cool.
I get through this, I'll be out in the woods and I'll be free and I can just walk and that's it. And I don't have to think about anything else. I don't need to think about science or admin. It turns out I'm still thinking about science and admin. That never goes away. I just had an email today about my paper. Anyway, we'll ignore that for now. But yeah, it's just been. It's been really great so far.
That's great. When did you start?
I started on the 27th
At Harper's Ferry?
April, Harper's Ferry. Okay. So this is day 23 for me.
Okay. When do you figure you'll summit? Roughly. I know you can't tell. If everything goes well.
End of July, I would say.
July.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Middle to end of July, I'm hoping. And then I'm going to spend a bit of time in New York after that.
Oh, nice. Now, have you ever backpacked or done any long trips before?
No,
your first one?
Yeah, so I've done hiking, and I've done a little bit of backpacking. I used to be in Army Cadets and Scouts, so I'm very outdoorsy. I used to live on a farm, so
Got it.
I'm great with the outdoors. I'd never done this kind of sort of level of hiking, 15 to 20 miles a day every day sort of thing.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But I'm feeling great, feeling fit, feeling, I don't know, just really good, having a good time. And my favorite part about the hiking has been the people, which is exactly what I was hoping for. I mean,
right. and you got it.
There's such a community and a spirit, and yeah, you just become really close friends really fast. I don't know, it's not like the real world.
Right. How'd you get your trail name, Smiles?
So that's a fun story. I was the first guy that I really clicked with. I hiked with. His name was Smiling Don.
Okay.
And we did, I don't know. So the first day you do 13 miles, we went to Crampton Gap. And then the following morning, I was out brushing my teeth. I was sat on the trail, and he was I was, super early because I'd just come from Europe, so my sleep schedule was still a bit messed up. So I caught the sunrise and I was on my thing. And he sort of went past, and then he was like, "Oh, you'll pass me in a bit." And then I did pass him in a little bit. I caught up with him, and he'd stopped because he'd seen a bear cub. Mm-hmm. And then from that point, we just walked 35 miles together. And he's a Texan man in his 60s. I think the kindest, wisest, funniest guy that I've met on the trail so far, and that was day 2 of the trail for me.
Right.
And his name was Smiling Don, and he got that because when he got to the trail, he just retired. He went to through hike, and he just couldn't stop smiling because he couldn't believe that he was there. And so we got over the Mason-Dixon line, yeah. To Pennsylvania, and he had to go off trail because he'd torn his meniscus in his knee, his good knee. Sorry, he didn't. He had a bad knee. His good knee was starting to hurt. He was like, I need to get off trail. So we said our goodbyes and stuff, but we took a picture as we crossed, and he went to his wife, Sweetheart, and he showed her the picture of that we took the selfie as we crossed, and she said, well, if you're Smiling Don, he should be Smiling Danny. And so I was thinking Smiling Danny, I like that, but whenever I say Danny, I get Donnie.
Right.
No one understands my accent, and so I don't want to have to go Danny to be understood. So I shortened it to Smiles.
That's great.
I smile a lot anyway.
Yeah, you seem like you're happy and enjoy it. You're enjoying
this is everything I dreamed it would be. So
That's great.
I'm in a real good place.
One last question. If you had one tip for a hiker,
yeah,
since you've been on the trail, what would it be? One tip.
Bring less stuff.
Okay. Is that a mistake you made?
It wasn't a mistake. I brought more than I needed because I had a few bits and pieces, and I was like, I brought stuff that I knew if I needed to drop it, I could.
Right.
Don't bring something you're married to, because then you'll be lugging it and you'll be hating yourself.
Right.
You'll wish that you didn't bring it. So, you know, for me, I had an underquilt for my hammock, and I had a mat that goes inside. And I brought both because I didn't know how cold it was going to be, because it had been a bit cold. And as soon as it was warm enough, which was when I started, I was lugging around this 2-pound
Right.
under quilt that I didn't need, and
So you got rid of it.
I gave it away to Smiling Don. So now he had a hammock and no under quilt, so I gave it to that. And actually, the nicest thing about Smiling Don is that he's become my own personal trail angel. So he just sent me a supply box up to Delaware Water Gap. Like,
It's amazing.
He's keeping me fed. He's been giving me tips. Like, anytime I get stuck something, I just send him a message, and he's
Isn't that
straight
cool?
back to me. And
That
it's
is
just
so cool.
we've known each other for literally, we hiked together for like 3 days, and I feel like I've known him my whole life.
That's what
you know?
happens. Yeah, that's
So-
great. That's great. Well, I wish you the best, and thanks for visiting with me, man.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Take care.